Hey, welcome back to another stone or aka crystal vlog. And today we're going to talk about the one Hematite. And to me, this one kind of reminds me like if you were to like drop liquid mercury into something and then it kind of like forms just with the color and the texture of the stone. Now, this is found in many places around the world, but often it is where there's banded sort of iron formations, like large deposits of banded iron formations, you'll find the stone in. Now, in comparison to other stones and crystals, and you're measuring, the speed of the vibration that the stone would vibrate at, this would probably be on the scale of mid to high. And when we're looking at the physiology that the stone would often work with, we're looking at things like the circulatory system, the immune system, the nervous system. It works quite well with cells and also reducing pain. I'd like to remind you, I'm not a medical practitioner. I'm also not claiming that the stone's going to cure X, Y, and Z. I'm saying that the stone may assist with certain aspects of your life and your health. Now, in regards to cleansing the stone, excuse me, you want to keep it away from water. That's really important as it may start to rust. And if you want to err on the really good side of caution, then cleansing it with visualization and sound frequency may be the best way to go for this one. Now, in regards to the energy center or centers of the body that this stone would probably mostly work with, we're talking here about the root. And that's, at the lower end of your body when you're sitting down on the ground. That sort of root chakra is where it tends to resonate most with. Now, when we're looking at the planets and what planets it's probably most associated with, we're looking at things like Mars and Pluto. Did come across some interesting articles that suggested they have actually found hematite on the planet of Mars. As to whether that's accurate or not, cannot confirm or deny. So it's interesting to share. When we're talking about astrology and the kind of archetypes that this stone is probably often associated with, we're looking at probably the archetype of Aries and Aquarius. When we're thinking about elements, earth, fire, water, air, ether, wood, all of that, probably most associated with earth, this one. And when we're getting into emotional and mental elements of the stone and what it may assist with, we're looking at things like improving memory, focus. It can be quite calming. It can help with empowerment, mental clarity, and also a lot of neurological disorders within the brain as well. Now, when we're getting into the metaphysical properties of the stone, people often may use it for spiritual development, protection, balancing, grounding. I find that when I'm holding it, it feels quite grounding, which I may or may not always actually need more of. So I don't tend to work with this stone very much myself. It was gifted to me by a friend. And also like to remind you, you don't actually have to have the physical possession of the stone to work with these stones. With any of the stones I've talked about, you can, through the use of visualization, through the use of art, bring in the energy of those stones as well, especially if you want to be considerate about your impact, your environmental impact, and your social impact of your purchases and your monetary movements. Yeah, art is a beautiful way to bring in particular stone energies into your home and into your being, whether it be drawing, painting, photography. You either do that yourself or you support another artist in that creation. And then, of course, the almost most free way to do it is to meditate and visualize on such stones as well. Now, because the stone is found in many places of the world, you can find many different mythologies with this stone. I know for The Greek word of blood is herma, and that has also helped form the name of hematite that we use in the English language. Now, I am also aware in ancient Egypt, they would use hematite on their amulets and their tombs. And Roman soldiers would often take the stone with them into battle for courage and strength. And then I've also heard stories about peoples in Native America where they would crush up the stone and form a paint with it, and then they would paint themselves, their body, their face, with this stone, and they would then use that to invoke power and resilience for themselves and community and the land that they would be residing on as well. So yes, it's a really interesting stone. It's not something like I said, I would necessarily look for, and I have many other grounding stones already, but I do, something about this kind of silvery texture. It's quite appealing. It's appealing to my eye anyway. Now, if you've got any requests of particular stones you'd like me to talk about, welcome to leave that in the comments section. Any further questions, same again. Also reach out to us on various social media links, which are in the description box, and we'll see you again soon.